Okay, hey, I'm going to work out from the production and cost problem number 5 with the chart. The chart below is out for Alex's factory. She spends $400 a week to rent on her parents' garage. She can hire a worker at $200 a week. Can you complete the chart below? All right, so what I do know is that she pays $400 a week to rent, right, to rent out the garage. So this office rent is going to be a fixed cost because it is not dependent on her output, right? So at every single point, she is paying $400 a month. Then it goes on to tell me that when she hires a person, she has to pay $200. So if she doesn't have any workers, her labor cost is going to be 0. If she has 1 worker, it's going to be 1 times 200. Okay, and I could, if I wanted to, I could put a wage up here. If anybody's using Excel, just reference that. Make sure that you, so 2 times 200 is 400, 600, 800, 1,000, and then 1,200. So total cost is going to be your variable cost plus your fixed cost. So 400 plus 0, should have these points in there. $1,400 and $1,600. And again, you only have to watch the videos if you don't actually get the problems right. All right, then I'm going to go back and it's asking me my marginal cost. Well, you cannot tell your marginal cost until you know what your total costs are and your change in output. All right, and so make sure that you understand that the change in output is going to go over that number there. So here, when I'm trying to calculate my marginal physical product, and people get confused about this and try to think of a formula, think of marginal physical product as just being additional, right? How many more units of output did I get when I hired this first person, second person, etc.? So this first person, it makes sense. When you have marginal, I don't have, when I start at 0, I don't have something to compare it to, right? When I hired my first worker, how many additional units did he make? He made 220. Now you can think of output here as being total output. So 1 worker brings me 220, right? When I go to the second worker, they did 250. So if I want to know how many did they do total, I can take 220 plus 250, right? And then I'm going to get 470. All right. And then it tells me that he went on and the third, so I have 2 people have done 470. 3 people have done 680. Do not average these. Do not take 680 divided by 3. I'm not asking what the average physical product, the average number of units made. On the exam, that will be a selection. You'll see that number out there. Instead, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're taking this 680, and I'm starting at 3 people with 680. I left a number off here. Sorry, 160. It told me that the second person had added the 160. So at 680, 3 people are making that. And so then I want to make sure that I get to the 210 because it tells me that the next number down here was 840. All right, that was because I knew I had 940 before. The fourth person had brought in the 160. I'm going to go with 840 here. When I have 840 there, I have 4 people. 4 of them can produce 840. 2 of them can produce 250. 3 of them can produce, 2 of them can produce 470. 3 of them can produce 680. Trying to figure out what the marginal physical product is here. How many more additional units did that third person bring in, right? Before the third person, I had the 680. Before the third person, I had the 470. 470 to 680 is going to give me 210. Right, and then these are much easier. The difference here between 840 and 940 is 100, and the difference here is 440. Right, so you fill these out, and it's asking you what your marginal cost is. Right, marginal cost, same idea here, but what marginal cost is going to do is going to be the change in total cost. So change in total cost over the change in Q. Make sure that you're aware of what your Qs are. So these are our Qs here. These are our chains in Qs, all right? Marginal physical product of 220, 250, 210, 160, and 140 are all of our changes in Q. So to set this up, I'm going to say 400, all right, divided by 0. So I wouldn't have a marginal cost here because like we said before, you can't actually compare it. But here, I'm gonna say 600 minus 400 over 220 minus 0. All right, so I have 200 divided by 220. Let me get my calculator out in a minute. Here I'm gonna have 800 minus 600, so 200 divided by 270 minus 220 is gonna be 250. Here, 1,000 minus 800, so the change in total cost is gonna give me 200 divided by 476, 80 to 10. Right here, 1,201 to 1,000, 200 divided by, difference here is gonna be 160. Here I'm gonna have 200 divided by 100. And then last I'm gonna have 200, again, divided by the difference between 940 and 980, which is the 40. Right, let me get a calculator out and I'll calculate those. And probably the biggest problem that students have with marginal physical product is they sometimes just want to put a 1 on the bottom. Make sure that if you're gonna, it's the change in total cost. So it's total cost 2 minus total cost 1 over quantity 2 minus quantity 1. If your quantities are going up by 1, like how our workers did, that's perfectly fine, because that's what we ended up doing over here with marginal physical product. But make sure that you understand here, it went up by 1. With output, it's going up by several units, so you want to make sure that you avoid that. And so if I calculate marginal physical product here, I've got 200 divided by 220, it's going to give me 0.909. 200 divided by 250 will give me 0.8. 200 divided by 210 gives me 0.95. 200 divided by 160 gives me 1.25. 200 divided by 100 gives me 2, and 200 divided by 40 is going to give me 5. Right? So the marginal physical product here, and hopefully you've seen it in the other videos. If I had more space, I could actually graph it. But notice how marginal physical product of labor goes from 220 to 250. And then right here, after the second worker, we start to see diminishing physical product. That's sort of why I kind of put this in the box here, meaning that it's increasing, right? I'm getting more. My total output is going up. However, that third worker didn't bring on as much. And that kind of relates back to short run and long run. In the long run, we say that nothing is fixed, right? But generally in the short run, capital is fixed. I can always add more people, but it's more difficult for me to necessarily add a second building. So if you can think of this, if I had Alex's machine, whatever she had, let's say she had one, it's a bakery. Let's say she had one oven. 2 people can work an oven, you know, working back and forth, use the oven at the same time. When I added that third person, I got an additional amount of work. However, it wasn't as great as it was before. So diminishing physical product of labor, right, MPPL is what it refers to, is going to be right here, right after the second worker. Also notice over here with marginal cost, and I can hopefully give you the numbers so you can see them here. I've got 0.909, 0.8, 0.95, 1.25, 2, and 5. Your marginal cost curves are going to look like generally a upside down U. They're reversed as a marginal physical product, which actually looks like this. So if I can kind of draw it up here, marginal physical product is going to look like this. Marginal cost is going to look like that. And right where it's setting in here, you'll notice your marginal cost is going to go from 0.9 to 0.8, and then it's going to go back up to 0.95. There's a reason for this, all right? As you are adding additional people here, you find out that your marginal cost curves go up higher because they're not getting as much output as you did before. So for the exam, make sure that you can calculate marginal physical product to labor, be able to identify the diminishing returns, and also be able to calculate marginal cost, whether the output is increasing by 0, or increasing by 1, or increasing by some other number other than 1. And you would not have to recreate an entire graph like this. on an exam, but there are the practice questions. Just make sure that you can read one of them, all right?